Hey, ladies and gents, Izdu here with a look at a very, very special figure. I'm here with my buddy Super Dad 2.
What's up, guys?
So, this figure was designed and sculpted 3D by Jason the Demon Rodriguez. Do you know who Jason the Demon Rodriguez is?
I've never heard of him.
Well, he is a sculptor out of Mexico, and he's the one that's been doing all the Aztec gods.
Oh.
I co-designed a figure with him, Quetzalcoatl, or the Sons of the Quetzalcoatl figure, and this is the second that he's done in the Aztec god line, and this is Tlaloc. Tlaloc is a very, very important deity in the Aztec pantheon. He god of, like, it's basically Thor, god of water, thunder, lightning, all that kind of kick-ass stuff. So Jason Rodriguez is a 3D sculptor out of Mexico, and he's incredibly talented. They call him the Demon because he sculpts and makes art like a man possessed. He taught himself how to do 3D sculpting and stuff over the pandemic.
So all of this is his sculpting. They're not any kit bashed off of any existing figures?
Well, since this is a Mythic Legions buck, okay, what the Four Horsemen have told third-party creators is that you can just don't make the legs and don't make the upper arms. You can make torsos, you can make, pauldrons, armor, hands, everything else, heads, right? But in order for them to keep selling their figures, they obviously want people to buy their figures and then be able to make a custom figure like this. So
the arms are original and the legs are original.
On this one, it's the arms, the arms and the upper legs.
And the upper legs, so they can use the lower legs.
Yeah, the lower legs are all custom sculpted and custom made.
Just let them use all the legs. Why are the thighs proprietary and the...
Because you need to buy a figure to put this together, because it's a Mythic Legions compatible.
Well, if you have to buy a figure to put it together, why not just be able to use all the figures? I mean, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Why is it that way? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, because the Four Horsemen are in a business, and in order to run a business, you got to make money. Okay. In order to make money, you got to sell figures. Okay. Right? So if people are using your figures and they're kit bashing and they're making new things and third parties are coming in making parts, you still want to be able to sell your figures instead of, like, say, people coming in and making a whole figure and then it being sort of Mythic Legions compatible or inspired by Mythic Legions, but the Four Horsemen not selling any figures because people buy the whole figure. But anyway, beyond that, I want to show you why this is so special. Frank Stone has been a friend of mine for a long time. You know Frank.
I do.
Frank is a really, really good guy. And this, believe it or not, this is the second fully fleshed out, painted custom figure that he's done. And he's an artist. He's a comic book artist. He's really super talented. But he's getting into the third-party painting and customizing business. He's really thankful to the Cabal. He's a member of the Cabal because a while back I found out that he's taking care of his elderly parents. His dad's, I think, 86. He's a veteran, and his mom's in her 80s. And his mom had a stroke, and his dad was, hospitalized. He had some back problems and stuff. And Frank and his mom ended up losing their house, and they were living in their car.
Oh, my goodness.
And I found out about this, and I sent out the word, and people just really came together. They donated money, got him into a hotel. We were able to find him subsidized housing. So, and it wasn't like Frank told me, hey, I'm in bad straits. I just called him, like, before Christmas, say, how you doing? He's like, well, I'm fine, but we're living in a car. And this is somebody who, hasn't made any bad life decisions, doesn't have any, like, mental illness, doesn't have any, substance abuse problems. And I'd never known anybody personally that had ended up in a situation like that. But what happened was there was a con artist that stole their life savings, and they ended up on the street. And him trying to take care of his mom, who's, had a stroke and is on a walker. So it was a sad state of affairs. But what came out of it that was really heartening was the Mythic Legions community came together, and people from all over the world, including Germany, people that know Frank from seeing him at San Diego Comic-Con, seeing him at PowerCon, they came together and they helped out. And now he has a place to live, and his mom and dad are doing much better. And but he's, you know, while he's taking care of his parents, he's got time. And if people need figures, Mythic Legions figures, or any other kind of figures, customized or painted, this is a good example of what Frank can do.
Does he do customization and painting, or is it just painting customs?
Painting customs.
Okay.
Or like if you have a figure that's just, you know, say you have a battle cat and you want it painted like a tiger, you know, he could repaint it for you or whatever. But so this is a combination of two friends of mine, Jason Demon Rodriguez and Frank Stone, coming together and just making this spectacular Tlaloc figure. I mean, you know, I might be biased, and of course I am biased, but look at that paint job. I mean, look at the metallics, like the blue metallics and the silver, and how those pop. It's just like magnificent.
Well,
and
I don't think there's any bias involved unless you're biased towards good artwork. So,
exactly.
No, it's amazing.
And I'm gonna take this out so you can take a look at it, because head to toe it's covered with like details, like the feet itself, right? They've got little clouds there on the sandals. So he's special sandals right here. You can see that these, so the styling on the edge of the boots, those are like waves, right? And then this is a prototype because it's hard resin, not soft resin, but eventually these will be able to be printed out in soft resin so the loincloth can move. But you see like the motif there of clouds, and you see the motif of lightning, you see them, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I do.
And it's so intricate and it's so detailed, and it takes all kinds of skill to paint this. I'd never be able to paint with that level of detail. You've got Tlaloc's head there, very iconic Aztec godhead. And then on the side, you have some of those, it's like an Aztec calendar where you have the sharp pointing in the cardinal directions, right? That's echoed up here in that armor. It's just beautifully, beautifully done. Two more Tlaloc heads there on the pauldrons, some more waves. These are all iconic designs, you know, that go back. You got like an Aztec calendar there. Look at the back. I love what Frank did with the colors. How the green and the purple, it's just regal, majestic, magnificent. And it's the feathers, you know, tie in with that. I just said, hey Frank, I want to use this blue body from a Mythic Legions figure. You know, this is from the Demons. And I said, just go ahead and paint it however you want. And this is what he came up with. And I'm just amazed for his second figure. Up here at the top of the head, you see there's like some water, like some boiling water at the top of the head. So all these details, the rope, kind of like a basket motif here woven into the pauldrons. It's all, you know, to help carry water. Some more Tlaloc heads, some more lightning. You've got the hand, the special hand with the bloody heart that's been extracted. Tlaloc's is badass. Here is another cool thing. This is the Majuelo. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly.
I used to dance that in the clubs.
Macarena. Majuelo. So look at that. You got serpents, which are associated with this god. You've got all these lightning bolts. And then, of course, like the watery waves and stuff. But so cool.
I would imagine that
right.
The fans that are most hardcore for things like customs, I've got one or two.
Right.
They're probably wondering what a figure like that would run them.
You know, I don't know what his pricing is going to be. Oops, it's the loincloth popped out there. I don't know what his pricing is going to be, but I've had figures like this, and I've seen figures like this sell, you know, for at $250 or even upwards of that. So, and when you think about the level of detail and skill it takes to put something like that together.
I imagine there's some serious hours clocked into that.
Yeah, and the Tlaloc kit actually comes with the shield. Frank hadn't finished that yet, but I couldn't wait, right? Because I'm like, I got to show this to people. I can't believe how awesome it is. You know, the face sculpt, that is, your iconic Tlaloc. So congratulations. He's depicted on a lot of water vessels, a lot of ancient Aztec sculptures and all that.
$250 is a skill. Most guys, and probably a lot of us, couldn't even get laid for that. So you might as well invest it in something you can wake up with and it'd still be there the next morning.
Actually, this is way better than getting laid for $250.
You're married.
Because this figure will love you back. This figure will love you back.
Well, yeah, for $250, you're not going around the world. So, yeah.
So anyway, I'm kind of at a loss for words now, but I'm really, really a fan of all the Aztec pantheon, and obviously being Mexican American.
You've got to be hyped for this new Black Panther movie, then.
I am, because Namor's Mexican.
Yeah, he's from an Aztec.
He's an Atlantean Aztec.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped for that. I'm pre-ordering all those figures too, but they're not going to be this cool. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're right.
So, any other questions or comments you might have?
No. I think it's an amazing figure. It certainly speaks for himself. Itself, and like I said, $250. You can go down one road or another. At least this, you still got something to show for it the next day.
Hey, and then this backdrop is awesome that your son made. I think, right? Mm-hmm. Did he make this? Yeah. So
he made it, and the school rejected it because they said it was too ornate.
Too ornate?
Yep. They said that.
I'll take it off his hands. It's too ornate.
Said, no. We're gonna keep it. But you're always welcome to come and
stare longingly at it.
No, put these amazing figures in front of it.
That's true.
We can do it for the fans.
Okay, so Frank, I'm really happy for you, and your talent and your skill is really shining through in this new area. And I hope people out there who want custom figures painted, because they're like me and they don't have that sort of talent, will come to you and say, hey, do something with this or do something with that. And then he can help support him and his family and his mom and his dad and all that, doing this sort of cool stuff. So yeah, and Jason Rodriguez, let's not forget him. I mean, without him, we wouldn't have anything to paint. So that's a beautiful, magnificent, and it's automatically, you're not going to get this because this is going to go straight to my collection, of course.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a prize.
And look how seamless and beautifully it fits with that blue demon. I think it's either as a Zazar or as a Hazar. That body.
Oh, right? Right, music. It could be Weezar, but it's good.
Or Weezar. All right. So Frank Stone's beautifully custom painted version of Tlaloc of Jason Demon Rodriguez, wonderfully sculpted Tlaloc. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's awesome.
This has been an unpaid endorsement for Frank's Customs Paint, as well as that guy from Mexico. Tune in, like, subscribe, share. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section, and we'll be coming back. Super Dad 2 out.
Thank you, Super Dad. Is signing out.